Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. Today we're going to be reviewing the Terra Volatile deck and book by Credo Quia Absurdum. And I literally just got this deck about two weeks ago. This is not an unpacking. As you can see, I've already unpacked it. And I was really looking forward to getting this deck and this book. Now, the book and the deck you can buy separately, or you can buy them together, of course. I chose to get both of them. This is a pretty beautiful book. We're going to get into the book. We're going to get into the cards. But first, I want to read you a brief introduction of what this deck is all about. It is such a fascinating deck, you guys. It's such a good mix of old and new. It is occult. It is alchemical. It is just absolutely an interesting deck. Also beautifully done, actually. It's a masterpiece, if you ask me. The artwork is amazing. And the cards have so much to look at. Every time you look at one of these cards, you get so much information of what's in here. And so, like I said, we're going to get into the book. We're going to get into the deck. But first, I want to read to you a brief description of this deck. Created by Portugal-based design duo Credo Quia Absurdum, this is the third edition of the Terra Volatile tarot deck and expansion. Terra Volatile is an exploration of duality. Terra meaning earth, a fixed element, and volatile, an alchemical term meaning eternal change. Something that cannot be firmly defined and is always in transformation. By joining two opposite states of matter together, fixed and volatile, a balance is found between them. First released in 2021, this indie tarot deck contains 5 minor arcana suits: wands, swords, coins, cups, and vessels. The suits of vessels embodies awareness, transformation, and rebirth, providing a deeper insight into exploration of the self. A total of 154 cards are included within the tarot and expansion set, including a 107 card main tarot deck, 92 cards, 15 alternatives, and a 47 card expansion. Build your own tarot deck or combine them all for a deeper reading. The following changes from the first edition include a revised 5 of Wands, revised Dream card, and the addition of the Last Judgment card. Beautiful classical and mythological inspired imagery features throughout the deck, deeply symbolic, grounded in a depth study of tarot, occult, and alchemical history. So that's a little bit of what this deck is all about, you guys. It's beautiful. It really, really is beautiful. Let's get into it. Let me show you what the book looks like. This is not a small book. So I'm not, of course, not going to take a super long time, but this is an extra card that I got in there. This is the Death card. And I'll just show you what the contents of this book are. It says here, it's a preface. It's a foreword, first of all, by Benabel Venn. And then there's a preface. And of course, it goes into the major arcana, minor arcana, which is cups, coins, swords, wands, and vessels. Vessels is that extra set of minor arcana that comes with the book. And then further on in the book, you get the miscellaneous, I guess, spreads, epilogue, bibliography, image credits, and the index. And that's what the book is all about. What's really special about this book, you guys, it's how beautifully done it is. This is a beautifully done book. First of all, this is a very thick book, as you can see. Let me show you. Super thick. Look at this. And this has in total about 500 pages. Yeah, 501, 502 pages. Yeah, 503 pages to be exact. So it's a pretty big book. It's color illustrated, as you can see. See, here you have a sample of the card, and here you have the meaning of the card according to them. And it goes on and on. So Here gives you the meaning upright, reversed. This one really goes on. This is temptation, which is the other card that you get for the devil. I'm going through some of the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune, and as you can see, the illustrations are beautiful, you guys. And so here you have the upright, the reverse, just like the other card. This is the fortune, fortuna they call it. And so it gives you a brief history of it. This is fortitude or strength. Really beautiful. See, here's the strength card. And it's depicted by a man taming the lion. Interesting. So the Hanged Man is here, of course. So on and on and on, it goes on like that. I'm just going through the pages so you can see how beautiful this book is. And you can sort of take a glance at it and see that it is just absolutely stunning. And the cards are really beautiful, and it's super interesting. It's occult, it's dark in a way, but it's raw, and at the same time it gives you so much to look at and to think about, and it's filled with history, you guys. I mean, it's filled with history everywhere. I can't really get into all of that. The deck is new to me, and I'm not so familiar with all of the details of it, but I can tell you that it is filled with history, and it is so sharp. The colors are sharp, the images are sharp. It's just one of those decks that you can really look at for hours. It has so much to look at. Look at this 3 of coins working together, right? And on and on and on. This is the 6 of coins. 5 of coins. Look at that 5 of coins. Of course, it's Rider-Waite inspired, but they did their own images of what they thought and how they thought, the creators thought that these cards needed to be portrayed. And so really a beautiful book, you guys. Just something to really read and get yourself totally into. Look at this Ace of Wands. And of course, we'll look at the cards. But I wanted to sort of go through the book with you a little bit, or at least just flip through it so that you can see what this book looks like. And if you're thinking of getting it, I forgot the price of the book, but it's not so expensive. I think it's $40 or $45. I think the deck itself was about $65 or something like this. I think at the end of the day, I think this is all going to run you between $100 or $130 wherever you're located, after shipping and all of that good stuff. So the book, once again, really beautiful. I couldn't get the deck without getting the book. Look at this image here on the back. I'm really drawn to images like this. I really like the fact that they are dark. I mean dark colors, because the images are not so, they're sort of like medieval, but then at the same time, they look modern to me for some reason. I guess it's the way that the drawings are made or the images are made. I don't know if they're computer generated, but maybe they are. It looks like they could totally be computer generated. I haven't really gone into all of those sort of details, but it is just beautiful. And I will do a flip through, of course, and I'm going to show you the cards in a minute so you can judge for yourself. So here's the deck. We're going to put the book away for now, and we're going to close in a little bit so that we can appreciate the cards a little bit better. So this is the box. It's a sturdy box. It's a hard box. That's the front of the box, of course. Side of the box. I think some of you can already tell how this one is going to go. This is the back of, not the back, but the back side of the box. And that's the total back of the box. This box opens this way, you guys. It has 2 magnets here, and then it opens like this. This is in Latin, I think, and you get your cards here. You have a piece of cloth where you can pull the cards, and you get the cards out like this. Let me show you what the inside of the box looks like. That's what the inside of the box looks like. All things change, and we change with them. That is true. And so that's that, you guys. You guys, and back here it reads, "You're holding in your hands the Terra Volatile, a tarot deck by Credo Quia Absurdum. This unique set has a few alternative cards, so it allows you to build your own personal deck. In addition, a new suit is included, the vessels. The transfiguration of the classical element, ether, also called quintessence. You can find the symbology, meanings, and interpretations at terravolatile.com. So if you don't want to buy the book, you can just go to terravolatile.com. I wanted the book. So I like books and I like paper, and it's such an amazing book that why wouldn't I get it? So that's the box, you guys. Pretty simple. It doesn't open all the way here. And I've seen other people reviewing decks where where they encountered boxes that also didn't open all the way, and they were annoyed by it. It doesn't bother me. I mean, yes, I have to be a little bit more careful than other boxes, but it really doesn't bother me. So here's the deck, you guys, and here are the cards. These are the cards that come extra. And I find that really cool because you can take those out and you can create your own deck. No, sorry, that was the back of the deck. Here are the extra cards. Yeah, I separated them like this. It's the back of the deck, and these are the extra cards. So what do we have for extra cards? And of course, we're going to do a flip through, and you're going to have a flip through of the deck, and you're going to have a flip through of these cards as well, so that you can look at them. This one is fertility, and this one could be also the Empress, of course. This one is by itself the Mirror. This is another version of the Fool. This is Temperance, which is prudence. This is Death. They call it here rebirth. Super appropriate. This is the Temptation, which is can also be the Devil card. And by the way, you guys, I already have my cards, but like I already chose my cards, what I left on my deck, and I will not be using the deck with these extra cards. I like just to have one of each. I think it's kind of unfair to have two Devil or Temptation card, or I mean, you can do that, but for me, it wouldn't work. This one is the Hubris, and I think this is number 16. Yeah. This one is the Labyrinth, number 18. This is the Universe, number 21, which is the World. And here you have some of the minor arcanas. And look at this. They made, for the Two of Cups, they chose to have men and a woman, woman and woman, and there's a men. And that's the one that I'm using right now for my deck. And so this is really cool. I thought that this was really, really wonderful that they did that, sort of an all-inclusive sort of a deck. This is the 7 of Coins. And so I chose my 7 of Coins already. This is the 3 of Swords. And this is your typical 3 of Swords. I actually picked the alternative card that comes for the 3 of Swords. Because even though this one is really cool and beautiful, I thought that I would use the other one. Usually I go for the card that comes in the Rider Waite. But this time I chose to use something else. The other 3 of Swords, and you'll see it in the flip through that I personally picked, I thought was absolutely stunning, and it really grabbed my eye and spoke to me really clearly. So I took that one. This one is the 5 of Wands. Really great, isn't it? And so you can sort of swap your cards whenever you get tired of the ones that you have in there. You can just turn around and swap them for these, and that'll give you a new perspective on the deck, I guess. It'll bring something new to the deck for you. And once again, you guys, this deck is full of history. This deck has so much to tell you. It's not gilded. It's not gilded, as you can see. It is just plain. Card size is plain tarot card size. It's the same as the millennial. I don't have a sample card here to show you, but it is pretty standard size, as you can see. This is the back of the card, and it is reversible. Now, you guys, I have to say this, and I wish I didn't have to say this, but I'm a little bit disappointed about the paper stock that they chose. They chose this linen paper here, and I'm not thrilled about this paper. This cardstock. This cardstock is very thin, and it's very slippery. So this slips, you guys. I mean, if you're not careful, this is gonna slip. And more than the slipping, I think the thinness of it is really what I am most uncomfortable with. I wish it would just be thicker. I wouldn't mind it if it was slippery, but at least if it would have been thicker, it would have been so much better. And I think the drawings like this and images like this do deserve a thicker paper. So I don't know why they picked this. Maybe they picked it because it's a fairly large deck, right? I mean, you have an extra suit, you have the vessels, and so that makes it really thick. And I guess if you had thicker paper stock, then it would just be impossible to hold or something. But still, you guys, this is just a little bit too thin. So they chose this paper stock, and they chose a very thin paper. And now, if you're thinking about shuffling, you have to be careful when you shuffle. I mean, yeah, let me just zoom out a bit. Yeah, you see, there's just like slipping out. And that annoys me. Really, that really does annoy me. You see how hard it is to like put them together? Such a beautiful deck, such an interesting deck, and then they come out with paper like this. But here is shuffling. You have to be careful. It just doesn't shuffle too well, you know? Look, and then it's kind of a mess to shuffle. But you can find your way, but as you can see, I'm having a hard time with it. And I don't necessarily like that. Now, if you don't mind slippery and if you don't mind thin paper, then you can just forget about everything I said, and this deck would work perfect for you. If you like that linen stock quality paper, then this would work really well for you. Like I said, I really love the drawings. I love the way that this deck speaks to me. And I haven't really used it much because I just got it, and I got a couple of other decks with this one. So it's been a very busy time for me. But I go back to the paper. It's just slippery. So I feel like I need to put like hand cream, because it's like so slippery. It just slips from my fingers. But if you like that sort of feeling, and if you like paper like that, then this won't bother you. It slips okay, but they just go all over the place. Now, if you want to do a fan situation, that'll work like beautifully, as you can see. Fan situation is beautiful. Let's pick some of the cards. Let's talk about the images. Let's see what let's think about what we see and talk a little bit about that. This is Fortitude. I love the colors. They made really beautiful colors. And once again, you guys, this is one of those decks that you can look for a long time. The images are so crisp and so clear, and there's so much to look at. It's really beautiful. So here you see, you get like the lion here, but it looks like he's burning the lion, you know, and she's holding on to this column there. It's interesting. Let's look at some others. We have the Six of Swords here. This is a very typical Six of Swords, right? But the images are just absolutely beautiful. I think they really call out to me. They're dramatic. This is a dramatic deck. I mean, to me, this is definitely a dramatic deck. So when I do a reading with this deck, it doesn't give me any space for comedy or a light chat. This will always This deck, and I haven't used it much. I've used it for myself a couple of times, but this deck will always call out to me as one of those serious decks. So if you want to do a serious and in-depth reading, I think this is or serious. What do I mean by serious? Yeah, a deck that doesn't leave much space for lightness or chattiness or something like this. It just, it's a dramatic deck. So if you're looking to do a dramatic reading, or if you're looking to do a serious reading, I think this would be a really nice deck to go to. This is the Page of Wands. And so you can make your own ideas about what you see here and what you like. Let's pick some other ones. This is the Fool. This is a really nice card. Look at the cat here. There's two cats actually. There's a skull right on top of him. His eyes are folded, and he's carrying sort of a flag there. Yeah, interesting. And of course, it has the suits of vessels. The Emperor is this one. See, it's classic. They're sort of dark, but it's a classic deck, and so you can really get a serious reading out of this. It's very dramatic. And as I was just saying right now, it has the suit of vessels, and I haven't really gone into, this is Strength. Once again, strength depicted by a man. And it, of course, has another suit that is included with this deck, you guys, and that's the Vessels. Here we have the Seven of Vessels, and I haven't really gotten into the deck so much to really know what the vessels mean, but if we look at the Seven of Vessels here let me put the cards away before they fly everywhere because they're so slippery. But if we look at the Five of Vessels here, let me see, this is the Three of Vessels. Let's do the Four of Vessels. Here's the Five of Vessels. Six. I'm looking at the Seven of Vessels, you guys. Sorry. Here's the Seven of Vessels, which is this card here. So it here gives you a depiction of what's in the picture. Here it goes on. And here it gives you the meaning, right? So let's read this meaning together. Learn what to separate or integrate. Your true nature and shape were finally exposed to you. This is a moment of trials and tests. If you're tough, you become stronger. Do not doubt yourself. This is not a moment of confusion. Perseverance will help you achieve your objectives and maintain control. Some people will try to help you, but it is up to you to decide which road you want to follow. There is always something in the way. You just have to learn to overcome the obstacles. Even with this dissonance, the birds are in their own nature and purpose in the air. This element is associated with harmonization and fructification. The air gives life to all corporeal and substantial things which are born and generated from the earth. You are achieving a special orbit that does not collide with any other because every trajectory is unique. Such manifestation dissipates the fog of ignorance and obstinacy. The door of self-transmutation has let the light of dawn in. This stage awakes you to our authentic feelings. The violence of reality might find you off guard, but this could be the only true way to move forward. The light may hurt your eyes at first, but will soon reveal the true paths. So I think it's really nicely written. And of course, then here it gives you the reversed meaning of the card, and you can pause there and you can read that if you want. Actually, let's read it together. Obstacles, energy, vampires, feeling small. Others may be confronting who you are or downgrade your intuition. When times like this come, be sure about what you want and what you can tolerate. Do not enter any competition or conflict because winning or losing is no longer viable. Remember that you easily attract people who are in desperate need of your essence and energy. Such is a pearl to your own self-improvement because these people suck your vitality and can make you be off guard or confuse your priorities. Take a step back, understand who is around you and what their intentions are. If you feel that someone is having second intentions, do not let them influence your choices. There are always toxic people around, and normally they try to belittle you. Your worth is real, so prove them wrong. Pretty cool. Oh, I like that. So that is an instance of the vessels, so that you sort of have an idea of what the vessels are all about. When I think of the vessels, I think of cups. I've seen a lot of the cups replaced by the vessels before, but here they still have the cups. So you guys, that is the Terra Volatile deck in a nutshell, with those extra cards that come with it, which I think is a very cool addition to the deck because you can sort of swap them whenever you want and do with them and play with them whatever you like. These are the extra cards that come with the deck. Really, really nice and really interesting. I think if you're doing shadow work, I think this would be a very good deck for shadow work. I like to read this, I'd like to do my whole reading with this deck. It's really great. It speaks to me clearly. There's so much to look at. I find it so interesting. Look at that Ace of Swords. That it's just one of those decks. Look at the Six of Cups there. Interesting. Is a child and a grown-up. It looks to me like maybe that was her as a child. So interesting. And it's just maybe looking back and reflecting on your own past and where you are today, and sort of reminiscing about your childhood, perhaps. That Devil card is really something else. Four of Coins. Yeah, super interesting. That's the Eight of Swords. And she's tied up, but she can untie herself whenever she wants. The Queen of Wands. Knight of Vessels. Ace of Cups. Super interesting, you guys. I like the deck. I like it very much. I look forward to working with it. I look forward to doing readings with it. I look forward to showing it off. The one thing that I'm not very pleased about is the cardstock, but what can you do? It is what it is. The back of the cards is also not, this design is also not my favorite, but it's okay. It works. It's a nice deck, and I look forward to working with it. And so, you guys, of course, we're going to do a flip through. I'm going to set the deck here, where I'm going to play a little bit of music. And as I always say, enjoy the ride. So everybody, that was the Terra Volatile. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, write your comments, let me know what you think about the deck, let me know if there's anything else about the deck that you want to know, and as I always say, you guys, thanks for watching, and until the next time.